we've got the incredible Amy right here. Everybody, put your hands together. Lauren Marie will be down in just a minute or two. How you doing?
All right, how are you?
Fantastic, thank you. I'm so sorry to just touch base with you.
Oh,
You're a little bit late.
don't worry. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Amy.
Yay! I see some familiar friends here that I saw this morning already.
All right, so I figure we'll riff for a minute or two while Lauren Marie gets down here. Is that all right with you?
Yeah.
Is that all right with you? All right,
All right,
perfect.
is that all right with you guys?
Absolutely.
You guys cool with it? Maximize our time as much as we can.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lauren.
we're ready to go here.
Oh, there's more people coming.
No apologies necessary.
Starting and I just,
No apologies necessary at all.
Sorry. Hi guys again. I take the long way around. I need the exercise. ¿Cómo está?
Look at this. What a great shirt.
Thank you, Alice, for being here. Appreciate it. Man behind the mask.
Right.
Ready for you?
I saw you yesterday. Seriously, you are the most convincing Alice Cooper.
Thank you.
Holy cow. Straight out of Greensboro.
Good. I'll have to show you a picture of us from, I think.
Oh yeah, Butch showed me some videos and pictures with him with Alice too. That was cool.
Oh, that is so cool.
That's incredible. All right, so Friday the 13th, part 2. You guys were in probably, in my opinion, one of the most legendary Jason films because that's the one where Jason first shows up as the main antagonist. Baghead Jason and everything. We got to meet both of the Baghead Jasons. Yes.
Sackhead.
Sackhead, yes. What is it like for you guys being a part of a franchise that we're going past 40 years now, that still is so culturally relevant? What is it like for you guys to be a part of something as monumental as this?
Go. Well, you know, we never thought we would be in this position when we were filming this movie. We were just a bunch of young actors getting our first, big breaks. So we had no idea. We were just in a sequel to a movie that had just come out. So we had no idea that we would be going into outer space and going to Manhattan. And it's just really awesome to be able to be here and to do this and to share the experience with everybody.
Yeah, we had no idea. I mean, I'm shocked every single day. I wake up today going, oh my God, still? Still 45 years plus 362 days or whatever, but yeah, it's been amazing, and it's like such a gift to kind of see people that are so devoted in so many ways to the genre and especially this franchise.
So I guess my next question is specifically to Lauren Marie. What is it like to die to Jason?
I don't know. I just recently got eaten by a giant anaconda in a movie that's coming out later this year, so that's nothing. It was weird. You see this sackhead coming towards you, and you gotta, everybody's like, why didn't she run? Why didn't she run? It's like, well, she's cornered. She sees, this sackhead come up at her. She's got her friend hanging, by his shirt, or tie behind her, covered with blood. Her other friend with the thing in her body, so it's like she's frozen there. So it was very easy to be able to scream when you see that thing coming towards you. But again, you bring up the point that this is the first time we're seeing a grown-up sackhead Jason, a grown-up Jason.
Right.
So, when we were filming it, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, wow, Jason was a pollywog that jumped out of the water and tried to get Alice Harding and the original. So I didn't really think anything of it. Our job was just to look scared and scream our heads off.
Like, did they keep certain things from you guys to try to increase the authenticity of the scares or anything?
They did with Kirsten Baker.
Okay.
They did with Kirsten Baker. Steve Miner had the camera right behind her and just said to her, Kirsten, turn around. She turned around, she saw the camera, and she just started screaming. So they did with her. With us, you have the script and you see the whole script and you know what's going on. You don't know what the director is going to do camera-wise, but you do read, Jason jumps up out of the bed and slashes Vicky and stabs her in the gut and all that. And you think, oh, okay, that's how I die. But you don't know how it's going to be shot until you're actually there. You're in the small bedroom, close quarters, limited crew, and it's quiet, so it is inherently creepy, you know, and it was very easy to be scared and scream, especially, you know, being from New York City and being in that quiet, dark camp. It's very creepy to me. I'm more used to sirens and gunshots and people arguing and stabbing each other. You know, it's like this quiet business and crickets was not, it was scaring me.
Now, Amy, there's still to this day so much online discourse surrounding the ending of Friday 2. So I really want to hear your perspective. Was it a dream sequence at the end? Did Paul and Muffin make it out? Or are they gone?
Well,
There's
Okay.
never been a confirmation on film, so I mean this is headcanon,
Right.
but
Okay,
I
I'm gonna
think you're
tell
the
you,
authority.
They gave me part 3. They offered me part 3. So they gave me 50 pages of part 3. And obviously, and you guys all know what happened. I didn't end up doing part 3 for a lot of like really regretful reasons now, you know, 2020 hindsight. Okay, but anyway, in part 3, Ginny is now at college. I'm being accused of being this wacky person who has all these like, Jason, like making up Jason and things like that. Huge PTSD. My roommate says to me, hey, can I borrow your car? Sure. The Volkswagen with the red Volkswagen with the cover. She leaves. I go downstairs to do my laundry in the dorm basement. I open the dryer and Paul's head is in there. So I scream, I go upstairs. When I go back up to my room, the police are there and they say, oh my God, you're alive? And I go, well, yeah. They go, oh, we just found this girl dead, stabbed in your car. My roommate. So I call Ted, Stu Charno, and I say, he's back. So we start doing the hunt for Jason. And those are the 50 pages that I got.
wow.
So does that help?
Oh, that absolutely
Wow.
helps. I've got chills right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
that's
was
the Jason you
so
never
good.
got.
It was so good. I can't believe when I read it 25 years later, my mom found it in her attic when she was moving. She said, I have all this stuff from your, you want this? And so I went, oh my God. And it was so good. There was a scene in there where Ginny was at a bar and she fights off all of these horrible kids who are trying to bully her, and she was kind of like Lyndall Hamilton and Terminator. It was so cool. I can't believe I didn't do this role, but you know, what are you gonna do? It's too late now.
I am mystified right now. Like I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna go on a deep dive tonight and see if I can find anything like online to try to find a copy of the script.
Because I have a copy,
Oh, you do?
and I'm gonna someday get my shit together to produce it, and maybe people aren't that interested in it. But it's not. It hasn't been out.
So there's no leaks online or
I
anything
don't
like that.
think
that we
so,
can
other
find?
than me just telling the story.
Fair enough. Oh my God, that is absolutely incredible. That's the Jason we never got to see. Gotta wonder if he would have ended up with the hockey mask in that version.
Yeah, I don't know. Martin Kutrosser, I think he wrote some of part 2. He was the writer on it. So I wonder if he's around, maybe he's around.
All right. Well, I've asked a couple of questions. Let's open it up to you guys. Let's start getting some questions going here. If anybody's got anything.
Amy, I know we talked about it a little yesterday, but what was the best thing about being on Quantum Leap? Mrs. Spontini.
Right. I don't know. It was. I just remember that show had a wig on. I was very uncomfortable. You know, it's hard for me sometimes to like be really in costume because they feel really costumey. Like I don't wear makeup in life and things like that, so it's very. I don't know. I didn't really like the wig, is what I can really tell you. But Scott Bakula, right, was a great guy. He was just very real, very down to earth. It was fun. But you know, when I remember also it was a hard moment because I have the way I learn scripts is by blocking them, by doing it. And some people can learn scripts, learn all their words and their lines by reading it, and then they can go to set and just do it. I can't really do that, I have to do it while it's happening, kind of my learning style. So I remember showing up and like kind of feeling bad I didn't know my lines. But, you know, I got it together, I guess. That and in a wig, what can I tell you, those are my stories for that.
Go ahead.
Hey, so you kept on referring to Jason as a sackhead or a baghead. Does that mean that Jason was a Sackville Baggins? Because they are despicable, and he does some pretty despicable things, so.
I
What?
don't know, I think this person's gonna have to answer that question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was a Baggins.
Okay. Okay.
But he was for the Bills.
Yeah.
Go Bills now.
It was Bill Bell's son.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Wait, I have a question for you. So what was it like growing up with a mother who was in horror movies?
I have no idea. You wouldn't show me any of the movies.
We have a son imposter.
It's true.
I've got to ask, what age were you allowed to start watching these movies?
I watched Friday the 13th Part 2 when I was 29.
29.
Not that long ago.
I went to, okay, hang on. All right. For everybody here in the room, I went to sleepaway camp for 7 years. 7 years, and I
Without
did
watching
not.
Sleepaway Camp?
What?
Without watching Sleepaway Camp?
Is that also a movie?
Yeah, no, he doesn't know that movie.
Oh, okay.
No. So I didn't watch that. I didn't watch the Friday the 13th Part 2. I didn't watch any of her horror movies. I was on set sometimes as a kid because she had to take me along for Loving.
That was a TV.
That was it.
opera.
A soap opera, yeah. But that's the extent of it. I knew vaguely that she was in horror movies, but it wasn't until my wife's aunt sprung her death scene on me very suddenly about 6-7 years ago that I finally saw that scene, and I still have nightmares related to just, oh man, my mother is in mortal danger and I need to save her, and it did not happen until I saw that. So yeah, it's a good thing I didn't watch that before I went to sleep.
Well, I gotta tell you, he mentioned Sleepaway Camp, and I mentioned earlier that I'm a Bronx girl, and so darkness is very scary, and then quiet is even more scary. Before they would get on the bus to go to Sleepaway Camp, I'd be like, do not leave your cabin after dark. Do not have any relationships with anyone. Don't flirt. Don't look at girls. And I would say to Olivia, don't look at boys. And if you hear something creepy, just stay in your cabin with everybody else. Do not leave, and don't go looking for anybody who's missing.
That's good advice.
You know, I have, my kids are about probably the same age as you guys, you know, they're very old, and I don't think they saw the movie till about 28.
Thank you.
You know, I am a terrible father. I really am. I've got my 9-year-old right there. He watched the movie.
You know what?
I know.
That's probably a little bit more normal, actually.
And the baby was born on Friday the 13th, and guess what her cuddly stuffed toy is to sleep with?
That was her first birthday present.
Oh,
Was
boy.
a Jason Stuffy.
That's-
She has not watched the movie.
She hasn't.
So I'm a bad father, but not that bad. All right, go ahead, buddy.
For both of you, is there, looking back on the film, is there anything that you kind of wish that you had gotten to try a little bit differently? Or maybe conversely, something that you're like still like really proud that you were able to put on film?
For this one, for Friday the 13th in particular, I wish I'd had a different color underwear that I changed into. That's number one. But you know, in terms of the Vicky and the flirtation with Mark, I was a quiet girl, you know, and not very experienced and whatnot. So what I did is I watched Marta Kober flirting with Bill Randolph, those, you know, Jeff and Sandra flirting, and I was like, huh. That's kind of interesting. So what I did with Vicky, and it was a choice, was I made her extremely awkward when it came to flirting with Mark. So, you know, if you watch the movie, next time you watch the movie, watch how the character Sandra goes like this at the table, and so when she leaves, I do the exact same thing towards Mark, because I figured Vicky would think that that's sexy. So it was stuff like that that I threw in that I was really in retrospect, because Steve Miner, you know, he was like, oh, you know, just do the scene. You know, that's it. He really let us have a lot of, you know, freedom in those scenes when we were all interacting. So when I watch it in retrospect now, I'm thinking, that's actually a pretty good choice that I made. And I was proud to make such a strong character choice with, you know, really, I don't want to say very little direction, because then it sounds like I'm dissing Steve Miner, and I'm not, but with little input from the director of how to play that scene with, you know, a man who is in a wheelchair and the character not knowing what to expect from a relationship like that. So that's my gig. Yeah. Sorry, that's too much.
Thank you.
So I was wondering, like, so typically, like, in the franchises, if like with how you guys met your end in the films, like if there was, were you guys thinking like if they could possibly have lived longer in the film or something? Because you know, like with other franchises, they've had the characters live longer, like in movies, like with the Chuckies and the Halloweens and stuff like that. They usually, and even the Ghostface one, they usually have the characters live longer. I was just curious if you guys go back, like if you thought like, possibly if you guys had lived longer, because I know you lived in the first film, then went down the first film, and then lived on the second film. So I was just curious.
No, I was only in part 2.
Yes.
Yeah. I think if I had gone to the bar with her and everybody else, I would still be alive.
Oh, there you go.
And I would have been in part 3 with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the moral of the story is always go to the bar. And I live, so I can't answer your question.
Thank you.
Hi, my question is for Lauren. In your death scene in the movie, was that Warrington Gillette under the mask, or was that Steve Dash?
Sorry, Warrington, and sorry, Steve, it was Jerry Wallace. And yeah, Rick, our key Rick, Jerry Wallace. And actually, Jerry Wallace is going to be in Scranton with us, a feature in October. So it's his first con. So that was Jerry Wallace. I've always said that at everything, and he's the one who would drag me down the stairs too. And he was very sweet when he dragged me down the stairs. And she was like, "Does this hurt? Does this hurt?" And everybody's like, "Oh, you're a stunt woman." We didn't have stunt people back then.
No.
Now the union would be losing their you know what. They'd be like, "Where's the stunt woman for Amy Steele? Where's the stunt feet for Lauren Marie?"
So by my count, that makes 4 Jasons
Yes,
in that one
in
film.
one movie. Yeah.
By my count.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Wait, and wasn't the art director Virginia the feet splashing in the pub
Yeah,
at
right at the beginning.
I thought it was
Yeah.
a costume designer who was the.
Oh, maybe it was the costume
Yeah,
designer.
yeah.
I'm not sure.
I don't have her name. Yeah. Anyway.
So Lauren, when you're out shopping, like say you're in a CVS and you're walking down the beauty product aisle, do you get like a visceral reaction when you get near the powder puffs?
Ah, very good. You know, my son talked about seeing mom die on camera when I was on the soap opera, and you know, it
So
was
just
on it
Loving.
for almost 13 years on Loving.
That was fun.
I mean, I just can't survive anything. Jeez, I'm dying in except in violent nature, I live. But I died by powder puff, and yes, I did. But my husband couldn't watch that scene.
Really?
When it finally aired, he was just like, "Wait, wait." And he said, I can't watch this. I said, "Come on, hon, it's just TV." He started crying because he said it was just so sad to see this sweet character
Yeah, Stacey
die
was-
so
yeah.
peacefully.
She
all
was
the crew
iconic
was
on that
crying
show.
when we were shooting that scene. The crew started crying. So the actors started crying, and then I started crying in my death. And they're like, "Lauren, don't cry." And I was like, "It's either I cry or I laugh at all of you crying." But yeah, I do have a very visceral. Somebody got me a powder puff. I was at an appearance in PA HorrorCon a few years ago, and they brought me a powder puff, and I was like, "Yeah, you got it!" And I have it. It's a huge powder puff.
Oh man, I was planning to do that in Chicago next month.
Ah!
I guess that will be the first.
You can get me a mini one instead.
All right, perfect. And they did bring you back, right, to do an intro.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah, they
did
did.
intro
That little
episode,
special
so,
after
yeah,
because the fans were so upset.
Me included.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Uncle Tommy.
Uncle Tommy's in that house.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, you guys already answered my questions that I wanted to ask. So that was about Paul. The other one was about April Fool's Day. And I have a really short, like, squirrel memory, like, squirrel. And the other one was about, you were in the movie Neighbors,
Yes.
right? With John Belushi and,
Yeah, John
okay.
Belushi's daughter.
How was
Thank you.
that? And, April Fool's Day, did they have a different, ending? Like, you know how movies have different
Yeah.
endings sometimes? Like, was that the ending they originally wanted?
No, there was a different, and I only remember this because Deborah and I want to say Nan, they had to go back and do some reshoots for that ending, and the original was different. So yeah, and I can't exactly tell you how.
Okay.
I think they needed some kind of more mystery probably for part 2.
And with John Belushi, did you party with him?
Yes.
Yes. Like
I did not
hardcore?
smoke weed or anything like that. You know, close your ears. Oh, they're busy. But
Oh, yeah.
we did. We had a great time. We went to private concerts, and I was doing an off-Broadway show at the same time at night because most of my scenes were during the day. And they would pick me up at the stage door, and we'd go out and just have a great time. But I will give you one little story, very quick. So John Avildsen directed Neighbors, and he won the Academy Award for directing for Rocky, of course. And he was not a comedy kind of guy, this director. So we have this dinner scene in Neighbors, and he's just egging Belushi on. John, come on, this is not funny. You gotta make it funnier. You gotta make it funnier. And John Belushi just stopped the scene like this, and he looked at John Avildsen. I'm not going to curse because we have little people here, but I'll shorten the curses. He said, "Why don't you take your Academy Award and put it on top of the effing camera so we know who the F you are?" Banged his hands on the dinner table because it was a dinner scene. Walked off, and Danny Aykroyd went like this. Well, I guess that's a wrap for the day.
Can I get one more? Is it true you were 17 in Friday the 13th Part 2?
No, I was a little older.
Okay.
I think that was Marta. No, Marta was 16.
Yeah, I think Marty
Yeah.
was young.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was 1980, so I was a little older. Not much though. like two years older.
18, 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm short, so. I just have a question about In a Violent Nature. That monologue at the end. How long did that, did that take a lot of takes, or was that hard to memorize? Because I feel like I've done big monologues and I'm always like halfway and I'm like, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. So how hard was that monologue?
I just want to let you know, I did not tell her
No,
the story
I just
that
love
you
that
told me
monologue.
yesterday.
Oh
I did not
gosh.
tell her that story.
It's just, we had, I only had 2 days of shooting, and it took me just as long to get there because they told me we're shooting in Toronto, and I was like, that's right near blah, blah. I'll just go and visit with my son and his wife, and then just drive to set. No, it was in Sault Ste. Marie, which is past Sudbury in Canada, so I had another day of driving. So I pre-recorded the entire 13 minutes, or 10 to 13 minutes, and just listened to it for like 16 hours in the car to keep testing myself. And then the first day we were shooting, the red truck, pickup truck that I was driving was being pulled by a flatbed, but it made too much noise. So the next day I get to set, and Chris Nash comes up to me very sheepishly, and he goes, "We're gonna have to reshoot everything we did yesterday." I went, "Oh, I already forgot those lines." I didn't say it out loud though, but usually when I'm done with a scene, it's like my brain kind of like empties out through this ear, and hopefully stays in the other ear. It's like, airheads. And I said, "Oh, okay." He goes, "And another thing, I need you to drive the truck." And I was like, "Okay." He goes, "And do you drive stick shift?" I went, I was like, "Yeah, I do." They grew up with me driving stick shift.
Nice.
And so I filmed, and it took us all day from sunrise to sunset. Cameras here, camera on the hood, then another camera behind us, sound guy here. And then because we were doing it on a road that was being used, even though it was a dirt road, stop, car coming. "Okay, Lauren, pick it up from." I said, "Nope, gotta start all over again." Stringing those pearls all over the end. So it took a long time, but he pretty much wanted it the way it was written because he was the writer / director, and I came as close as humanly possible to that.
Did he give you any direction when he was doing it? Like, I know you tell the story about like how someone was attacked by like a bear or something.
It was hard as heck, let me tell you, because, you know, we had a couple of Zoom conversations beforehand, including, you know, the confirmation that I was getting the role. And the first few times I was doing the monologue, I didn't want to say I was doing it very New York, but I was just doing it the way I would tell the story. I mean, it's kind of a great story, so you know, you tell it with a little more animation. And we had a meeting, and he was just like, He goes, nope, that's not the feeling of this film. He goes, pull it way back and speak as slowly as you possibly can. And you don't get excited about anything except a couple things here and there. That's why when I say the line about, and he had a G-damn bear on his back, that was the most animation he allowed me to do. And there are a couple of times where he had to stop. He goes, you're tipping your hand. It looks like you're gonna kill her. And I was like, tipping your hand looks like you think you're gonna get killed. So it was a really fine line to have to walk. And he was huge hand in directing, huge hand. No, and it's not like he gave me line readings or anything like that. It was mostly pull it back or switch the way you look at her here. Switch, I mean, it was just something as simple as just, but driving the truck really helped because I had to split my focus with the actress.
And that's how you learn the lines.
Well, that too, by driving. So it was, but yeah, it was quite the adventure.
So the other actress was in the car with you the whole time, or?
Yes,
Oh,
yes, she was. Both of us were in the car the entire time. And so fast forward a year after we make it, and I get a phone call, and it's Chris Nash. Right before Christmas, I'm going, oh, here comes my Christmas present. He's gonna tell me that he cut me out of the movie because he was notorious for just, you know, recasting everybody, which he did just about before I was on board. And he reshot almost the entire movie, and I thought he's going to tell me that he either recast me or he cut me out. So I was like, usual, back to Lauren Marie from Friday the 13th Part 2. Yes. You know, and he goes, I'm just like, my heart's like going like this. They cut me out, they cut me out, they replaced me, they cut me out. He goes, I just want you to know that the film is going to Sundance Film Festival. And it was like, drop the phone. I was like, at this age, I got a film going to the Sundance Film Festival? Oh shit. He's like, and everybody really loves you. You know, where he let me, gave me the Shutter info. He said they love you, and I was just like, oh my God, really? You're gonna cut me out? I was like crying and everything.
That's
And then
intense.
the editor was at the red carpet event, and he came up to me, he goes, I've been living with you for a year. I said, and it was before we watched the screening, and I said, did they cut a lot out? He goes, he didn't cut anything of yours. I just went, oh shit. Oh, they're busy.
Again, they've heard worse in multiple languages.
But yeah, thank you for asking.
I love that monologue. I think it's really impressive.
thank
So
you.
I was curious about it. So.
Yeah, when I signed the In Violent Nature thing, I put, yeah, I got a bear on his back.
And that, I mean, that was all you. So that was a really intense scene. And I like how you kind of played it where I wasn't sure if there was going to be a twist or if you were just a nice lady. So I liked that. So good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi.
Howdy.
My name's Alyssa. My question is for Amy. I love the trope of final girls. I think they're amazing, and Ginny's one of my favorites. I was wondering if knowing that you were going to be one of the sole survivors impacted your performance at all, knowing that, you know, everyone else might have a gruesome death and you were a survivor, if you thought about that at all when you started.
You know, I wish I could tell you I had this big plan about it, but no, you know, you're handed a script and you just kind of do it. And I am kind of a learner and through experience, so I didn't look at it going, oh my God, I'm surviving in this movie. I just went, oh my God, that scene, that scene, that scene. Okay, I'll do this and I'll do that. And then I remember doing another job on something. It was like a commercial for something, and I was supposed to be like the survivor in this raft. And I said, well, wait, what about everybody else? They go, no, that's not in the script. And I was like, oh, you know, it like, you just do what is presented. And maybe it's how my mind works or doesn't work. It doesn't kind of put that together. It's more of, I'm here for a job and this is how I'm doing it. Now in hindsight, I go, holy shit, Ginny, oh my God, I got to Ginny. What better final girl to be than Ginny? I mean, there's only a very small handful of women that were strong and they had a good way of thinking and analyzing, and there was more to it than just running through the woods and getting thank you.
Amy, I was wondering, hey, did you read any of the comic books that your character was in? Especially Nightmare Warriors?
No,
No?
no.
Oh.
I think I have to.
They put a lot of you in the character.
Oh, what's the name of it?
Nightmare Warriors
Nightmare
was one.
Warriors. Oh, I
Yeah.
like that. Good title.
They brought back all the survivors from all the movies and had them fight Freddy and Jason.
Wow, I wonder if
And,
they have them here. I saw a comic book.
And there was one where they threw Ash in there too. It was called Freddy versus Jason versus Ash.
That was a wacky story.
Yes,
That
it was.
one-
It
that one
was.
I read.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll have to catch up.
Yeah. Or, a lot of actors in Hollywood didn't get their big fame until they were like in their 60s, 70s, 80s, so I wouldn't worry about it. I'm 56 and I'm still waiting for mine, so.
I just had to find a dress in my closet to wear last minute like that. It's like, what am I wearing? What am I wearing? I could wear the dress I wore to my son's wedding. Ah!
Good dress.
It was, yeah. I'm wearing it to Susie's wedding.
Oh,
If you don't mind, yeah.
So Jason Universe has been announced recently. It basically was announced to coincide with the Jason House at Halloween Horror Nights, which I was at like 2 weeks ago. And then the week I get home, I get a phone call. Hey, do you want to host these panels? I'm like, dude, this is serendipitous. This is absolutely awesome. So my question is not whether or not you guys have been contacted, because I don't want to put you, either of you in that position. But if either of you guys were contacted for a future Jason project, because I know that Crystal Lake is coming out on
My
Peacock.
husband's in that.
Really? Okay, well, we got some information there. Cool. If you guys were contacted for any of the upcoming Jason movies, which they're thinking about, or maybe even a cameo in Crystal Lake, would you do it?
Wait, are they talking about film or TV?
Both, I think.
No, but your husband, is he TV?
Oh, he's in the Netflix.
Oh, the
I think it's
Netflix.
Netflix.
Oh.
Crystal Lake.
But
Yeah.
that's
with Linda Cardellini.
Right.
She's Pamela.
I believe that one's supposed to be a prequel
It
series.
is. It's a prequel. Yeah.
Okay, all right. And I do know that they're in talks right now to potentially continue on the film franchise. I don't know how. Listen, I don't know how solid that information is, but there have been rumors bubbling online. I just wanted to know, as a fan of the series, if you guys got tapped, you know, hey, would you like to make a cameo?
Nope.
Nope.
They have not called.
Would you do it if they did?
Oh my God!
Like bring
Oh
Jimmy
my
back
God!
or
The-
something
well,
like that.
I'm not saying I would do it, but I would definitely read the script. I
Yeah.
want to know who was the director on it, and I want to know if they're going to cover some costs. I mean, you know, the bottom line. But I have never. We've always been open in the series with that. That was going to happen. That Adrian was going to do. I was going to do some of that. So we're definitely game. It all depends sort of how they
Yeah.
approach us or me.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it wouldn't be your original character, but if you were to have to be like, you know, have a cameo as a different character, would you consider it?
I mean, I just did, and I think you were involved with Victim No More.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just did part 2, Victim No More, and it's called Loose Ends. And I have a very not a monologue, by the way. 2 pages. The writer said, "Oh, I loved you in In Violent Nature, so I built a monologue for you for this project." I just went,
Oh.
"Come on!" No, but it was a 2-page monologue. But anyway, that said, you know, they contacted me, and there is a relation to the Vicky character in this film.
Really?
I can't give it away, but there is a relation to the Vicky character, and I found it very intriguing. And I read the 2-page monologue, and I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll do it." Because I liked what Bobby Heckman,
Yeah.
his project, yeah. And I liked the premise of the character, and I just filmed that a couple weeks ago. And so yeah, I'm definitely open to it. Again, like Amy said, when you read the script and if it looks like something you would like to do, absolutely. They, you know, obviously you have to work out, you know, everything else.
Yes, scheduling.
Scheduling, travel, and all
Covering
that stuff.
costs, like
Yeah.
you were saying.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely, I'm game.
Well, let's keep our fingers crossed then. Let's keep our fingers
Yeah,
crossed.
better happen soon, you know what I mean?
Oh, God.
I heard they had Strowman casted in it.
I'm sorry?
Strowman is casted as the new Jason.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what the news was breaking on social media last week. That Braun Strowman, the WWE wrestler, is going to be the new
Oh
Jason.
gosh, wow.
And that's confirmed?
that's what the news is, we're all posting on social media.
Oh,
Okay.
wrestlers are big now.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently. We've got Cena as Peacemaker. So.
The Rock.
The Rock, yeah.
Yeah, I just saw his new movie, it was good.
All right, are there any other questions?
Did you guys happen to see the Angry Orchard commercial for Angry Orchard cider?
Once I saw it, yes. Yeah, and I was like, I thought I was dreaming, and I haven't seen it since.
What is it? What
It's
happened?
been all over the internet now. It's
I'm gonna look it
a
up.
tribute to Jason, and they're coming out with a Jason cider.
Oh,
and
that's-
and they have a lady in a boat in Crystal Lake, and she's like doing the thing where she's like just paddling, and then somebody comes up and grabs her and everything like that.
It's, hold on, it's, oh, you know what, you know who posted it recently on social media? It was either Blairstown Diner or South Jersey Jason also. Oh, I don't have Sarah's down
Angry
here.
Orchard's like selling like Jason t-shirts.
Yeah, yeah. And so it's him outside the diner. I don't have service down here, but one of the cosplayers that are popular down in the New Jersey, Pennsylvania area, his name is South Jersey Jason. There's a picture of him outside the Blairstown Diner where they filmed part one, Annie's scenes, Robbie Morgan scenes, and he's holding the Angry Orchard, saying, come on to Blairstown Diner and get some Angry Orchard cider. Yeah.
Well, I know what I've learned from the game tonight now. This is news to me, and I'm a huge horror fan.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Doug.
My question's actually for Amy. I'm a mental health counselor, so I was curious, what got you into psychology?
You know what's so funny is that I didn't really put it together. God, I'm really making myself sound slow today, but that wasn't until a friend came up and said, wow, you're a mental health counselor. Wow, that's what Ginny did. And I was like, oh my God, that is the truth. So I don't know, maybe it was, telepathy, central casting. I don't know. But,
Life imitating art.
Yeah. So I was a mental health counselor for 15 years, and I just retired. Actually, yeah.
Good for you.
Well, November 16th will be 2 years. So what a great thing to do, and thank you for doing that. I mean, isn't that a great career?
It's these people often say the opposite. They say, oh my gosh, how can you do that? And I'm like, the rewarding parts of it are so rewarding that
so
carries me through. So.
I just love that job. And everyone thinks, you just carry everybody's problems. You don't. Actually, you see a beautiful part of humanity that you're privy to. So if anyone's ever considering going to therapy or becoming a therapist, I mean, it is just a truly delightful gig.
Steve?
So I was wondering, I know you talked about earlier about the script from the film that you didn't do, but I was wondering if there was any specific thing in the movie or anything else within the movie where you thought the scene could have been better a different way, or if there was anything.
When I finally saw the film, I thought, oh my God, I don't even look scared. I was so scared shooting it. My adrenaline was so high and and then when I watched it, I went, oh my God, I don't even look that scared. But then a lot of people say, no, you definitely did look scared. But the feeling in my body was at a 10. And for me, when I saw it, I thought, she's like a 4. So, but then it's a little bit of a discrepancy that when you go through into psychology, you have to do all of your own work. And I realized that what feels like a 10 inside is really coming off to other people like maybe a 4, 5, 6. So it's kind of my knowledge that I have about myself. But so great. Thank you for that question.
All right, we've got time for one last question if anybody has one. Go ahead.
We were talking earlier about your family ties. Are you on Family Ties?
Yeah.
How was it working with Michael J. Fox?
Oh, Michael
and
J. Fox.
the whole cast actually, but mainly Michael.
Yeah. it was great. Did everyone see Family Ties? When Michael J. Fox finally became a man. Yeah. It was a great experience, and for me, the experience of being on a sitcom as an actor is just a joy in the world. That
You did a great
is
job
the
of it.
greatest gig in Hollywood, was to be able to do a show, rehearsals all week, and then have a live audience on Friday that people are laughing. I mean, what better gig?
And you were on the same lot at Paramount for Friday the 13th, so
Yep.
basically, and it was right around the time that Friday the 13th Part 2 was out.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it was really, really great. And Michael J. Fox, he's just a really delightful. He's kind of like he was on the show, just kind of like earnest.
yeah.
But not that sort of Alex Keaton kind of manipulation kind of thing. He was just very earnest and very like, yeah, we could do this, and he was excited about stuff. And yeah, Canadian earnest guy.
Canadian. We love that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's a great way to describe him too.
Yeah.
Canadian earnest guy.
Yeah,
I like
he's
that.
just very much like that. Bless his heart right now. Oh my God.
Yeah,
What a,
yeah, absolutely.
what a soul to be dealing
He's
with that,
going
and to
through,
be
yep.
so brave and courageous in the world of it.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody, let's give some love and put your hands together. Oh, what a music.
Questions were there.
We're there.
I see so many
With bells on.
All right.
Thanks,
Have a really
guys.
good day and go Bills, right?
Go Bills! Go Bills time.
Yeah. The Super Bowl bound Buffalo Bills.
That's right.
Team's on a bye week.
Absolutely.
What's up? My team's on a bye week, the Packers.
Oh, Packers.
Go Packers!
My best friend's a Browns fan, so he had to get up early and watch the game.
They lost that game. You should have won that game. I still can't believe you lost the Browns. They got that new quarterback in there.
Yeah.
Game.
Yeah, right. He looks a little short now. How tall is he? Maybe he's just short. I don't know football. I have no idea how to.
He should have been a first quarterback.
Oh, okay.
He got stonewalled because Deion Sanders
Apparently, he was also making it difficult because other teams were saying, "Hey, we want to draft you." And he said no because he wanted to be day one quarterback wherever he went. And he said,
My baby. Hot. You ready?
Sure.
Do you know which way to go?
Yes.